What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good, fantastic, great, whatever. Uh, Different type of video today. I want to start doing different types of videos, diversify my channel a little bit to hedge against the inevitable collapse of the sport card industrial complex. And it will happen. It will collapse. This bubble will burst. This is not sustainable. I don't know what I'm doing with this hobby. I'm being priced out, which is what it is, and I'm mad about it. Just something that is happening. It's crazy. It's confusing. I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm not sure how much I love the hobby right now, or how much I'm on autopilot, just kind of buying things. It's crazy. Especially given that I saw the what happened in the 90s. There's a lot of us have, and the fact that maybe not 91 score, but stuff kind of like 91 scores going, even that's expensive, is insane to me. This was trash to people 6 months ago, but it is what it is. We'll open some cards. We'll see what's in here as I talk about something else. Maybe we'll find a mantle. I doubt it, but that would be great. So I want to talk about Unsolved Mysteries. I got a text today from my friend Chris, subscriber Chris Weaver, mentioning that it was come back July 1st. And I'm a big fan of the original show, and I want to talk about some things I think made it special, and some of the things that they knew. Unsolved Mysteries is kind of got working against it, and yeah, that's it. Just kind of gonna ramble and rant for a few minutes and stumble over my words and try to make a fool out of myself. So I do have a little bit of a cheat sheet here of the thoughts that I had earlier. If you don't know what Unsolved Mysteries is, if you're younger, it was a show in the 80s into the 90s. I think 87, 88 it came on. It was hosted by Robert Stack, the legendary Robert Stack, and it was a show about mysteries. It was each episode had maybe 3 different mysteries, unsolved mysteries, and they would do reenactments. They'd tell you, and they'd ask for help, and it was cool. It was I've said it before. I sound a bit like a broken record, but it was the scariest piece of media I think I've ever seen. So, wow, what a terrible pack of cards. At least you have Brett. Wow, that was bad. So, show was on 87, 88, and excuse me, good God. The first thing that I think made the show so special, and the thing that people remember most, is the music. It's terrifying. It's one of the creepiest pieces of music I've ever heard. It reminds me a lot of the Halloween theme. Very similar. Very urgent. It just kind of like John Carpenter's music and movies. They have that sense of urgency to them, impending doom, and it's just extremely creepy music. Makes me feel uneasy, kind of like the X-Files theme always made me feel uneasy. When I was a kid, when it would come on TV, I would have to change the channel immediately, even though I liked the show. Later on, but so the music in the first one was great, and they'll probably have the same music. I suspect they will also, and maybe they'll update it a little bit. I don't know if they should. Hopefully, don't mess with it too much. So that's something easy for the new one to recapture. The second thing is not so easy, and that's Robert Stack, who is passed away. And he was an actor, a really good actor. He was in oh shoot, what show would be? Oh my God, The Untouchables. I think it was The Untouchables. But you know, when he came on, the screen. You knew he meant business. There was something wrong in the world, and he was going to tell you what it is. And you were going to listen to him, and you were going to listen good. You pop out of an alleyway or wherever, you know, or a house or a building. Hey kid, I got some mysteries for you. And trench coat guy, shady. He had all the things going for it that you need for a good host for a show like that. Now, the new one, what I read, is not going to have a host. It's going to be hostless, which is safe, I guess. I think there are plenty of people out there that would make great hosts. Maybe you have an idea. If you do, I'll leave it in the comments. I think somebody, and maybe because he did a show like this, but I was thinking of Jonathan Frakes. I think he would be pretty good. He has he's the right age. He's a big guy, kind of commands your attention, good voice, all that type of stuff. So, but they are going hostless, and also the new episodes will be one episode, one unsolved mystery. So it won't be the kind of mini anthologies like the first one. The third thing that I think made the original so special was the way it looked, which is going to be hard to recapture. Man of the Year, is that true? I don't know. So, where are you, Clipper Jones? So, it's the original is of, it looks like shows of the day, and when they would do the reenactments, it was pretty cheap. They weren't spending a fortune on it, so they had a certain quality about it. They had a kind of a misty, ethereal, surreal, uncanny valley type feel to it. The acting wasn't great. It was just strange, and it was, to me, it was like kind of like our world, but not our world. It was a world that was a little bit different. Oops, a little bit scarier. There was something wrong in it. Just a sense of weirdness. So that's going to be hard to. I mean, Netflix, they keep their shows looking very glossy, very slick. I think they do it on purpose to keep the shows from being dated too much and timeless in a bad way. That's a problem I've always had with Netflix shows. I don't like the way they're too clean. Even when they're kind of, they give you this sense of something unique, but it feels unnatural in its uniqueness. Kind of like Stranger Things. Like, I'm not dogging on the show, but it's nostalgia, but it's kind of, it's manufactured nostalgia. It's like it's like, I don't know, Spencer Gifts nostalgia. It doesn't feel real, and Netflix is very good at doing that. And I think that they're probably it's going to be similar with the new show. Could be wrong, I don't know, but it's just, I know that it will not look like the show did in the 80s or 90s. And the show did go up to like 99 or whatever with Dennis Faria, and no one really cared for it then. But and that leads to the fourth one, which is the biggest hurdle the new one has to get over, is when the show came out. And when it came out, we didn't have the internet like we do now. Hyperconnectivity is a problem for unsolved mysteries. Social media is an unsolved mystery. I was gonna make I was thinking of your eBay. Never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but it was terrible. So the original series didn't have to contend with social media. I think it was Wednesdays when it aired. I'm not sure. I know it eventually got moved to Fridays at 9 p.m., but it originally aired on Wednesdays, I think. And when you watched it, when it was over, you were kind of done, right? Like 9 or 10 was back then the cutoff of calling a house. At least for me it was. I never called past like 9 or 10. It was like really pushing it, because you wake up the whole house. So like I remember as a kid I had to get my own phone line because for that reason, so people could call. You know, it was a big deal getting a phone line in my bedroom. But you were left with these creepy, scary stories, and you couldn't connect with people to kind of sorry about the little cut there. So you're left with these really creepy things, and left alone with your thoughts. You couldn't connect with people the same way you do now, and to marinate with them, I guess. I had a friend, or have a friend, him and his younger brother, they would watch it, and immediately when it was over, they would run to their bedroom. And their mother was always pissed off because they'd scare themselves silly because they were just left with these thoughts. And the show had an amazing ability to take a story that really on the surface may not be that strange, you know. A missing person, like, they can be really weird, but a lot of times they're not that weird, and they would make them feel almost supernatural. And it was interesting because later you'd have the updates, or after, you know, on later episodes or repeats, they would do the updates. Robert Savick would say update blah 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 blah, and they'd give you that piece of information about that story, and they'd show somebody getting arrested. Like, oh yeah, that makes total sense now, and it wasn't as strange as you originally thought. So it's gonna be, you know, it's not as scary when you can go on Twitter right after and talk with millions of people about it, or you know what I mean. So one thing the new episodes, or the new show, does have going for it is that the original showrunners are doing it. The two fellow, I can't remember their names, I looked it up, but so that's good. They will be doing it, and they actually did another show in the 90s called Erie, Indiana, which I loved, and it was kind of, in a weird way, it was like Stranger Things for boomers, for like my parents. Heavy 50s sci-fi, weird Tupperware Jello mold nostalgia, and that's a good card. If you haven't seen Erie, Indiana, I think it's on Amazon. It's on one of the streaming services. It's really good. Joe Dante produced. He was the executive producer, along with these guys. I think Joe Dante, kind of a poor man Steven Spielberg, I guess. But I don't know what else is there. I guess there's a thing called the Can-Am Project, or the Missing 411, by a guy named David Politis, which, if you're into creepy stuff like this, I suggest looking this up. It deals mostly with people who've gone missing in state forests or national parks. Some of them are pretty... Like, I tend to not think that they're as mysterious as he makes them out to be. I think he's really good at what he does. He's a former detective. You know, like the connections he makes between certain people going missing, like they have disabilities, like they're hard of hearing, or they have some type of blindness. Well, it makes perfect sense that it would be, they would have be more likely to go missing than somebody who wasn't deaf or wasn't half blind. I'll tell you who's not blind: Alex Cole. He ain't blind. Or the people go missing when the weather seems to change, or, you know, in the evening. You know, if it starts, you're out in the woods and it starts snowing, or sleeting, it's cold, rainy, whatever it is, you are going to, and elderly people as well. So they're, and kids. So all of these people are definitely, I think, I don't think, they are in high risk for running into problems. And he kind of, I think he's very good at not going too hard on the supernatural aspect of it, but he does get into that realm. And I think most of them are, I think all of them are you know, human error, human malevolency, or by design. Some people want to go missing, and or animals. So, but anyways, it's Missing 411. I was thinking there's a couple documentaries. It's called Missing 411, and then there's Missing 411 The Hunted, which deals with hunters who go missing. And I really suggest checking them out. There's one case, especially I think it's the Martin case that happened in the 60s that he spent a lot of time with. And it's really weird, it's really creepy, and it would have been cool to see a Missing 411 show instead of a new Unsolved Mysteries, because the new Unsolved Mysteries is going to have to live up to the old one, at least in my eyes and some other people's. Even if I'm not like, oh, it has to be like that. Oh, there we go. Nice chipper. Subconsciously, I'll be comparing it to the old one. And there's some cool stories they could do. They did release, so there's going to be 6 episodes, and they did release the information about what the episodes are going to be. I did not really look. I just kind of glanced to see if I recognized any names. And there's a man running by my house. I think I was trying to think of a couple cool modern mysteries that would be good. And the baby Dior, I think it's Dior Kunz, K-U-N-Z. It's about a 2 or 3 year old who went missing a few years back. Is a really good mystery that it's been covered by David Missing 411. Kendrick Johnson from a few years back. He was a kid who was found dead in his gym at school. He was found wrapped up in a carpet upside down. Really creepy story that reeks of some type of cover-up. You have like I think it's the smiley face or happy face murders, which I don't think is a real thing, but it's still fun. And there are people, it has to do with young college age men who go missing. And the 2 things that are connects them all is that they're near water and they've been drinking. That makes, you know, kind of, you know, answers. It's pretty clear what happened in most of them. They got drunk and they fell in the water and drowned. But there is this idea that there is somebody out there doing things to these people, and leaving smiley faces on the where they go missing, graffiti, things like that. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing it July 1st, Unsolved Mysteries. I think if I have any other thoughts about the original, I just hope it, like I said, Netflix is they're really good at making things bland and kind of just acceptable for everybody forever. And maybe they'll go the opposite. Maybe they'll go like deep Doug Drabeck level nostalgia. I don't think they will, but one thing, and this is, I don't want people to take it the wrong way, I hope that Netflix doesn't try to make the mysteries too socially relevant, because that can date it in a bad way, and can also turn people off. I'd rather them just kind of do it by the book, I guess. Netflix is a way of, I think, actually all media is a way of being, you know, too socially relevant. No matter which side or where you stand on anything, it can be too much. And I want my unsolved mysteries clean of garbage. I want the Zodiac Killer. I want to know what this turtle is. Okay, give me the mysteries. Tell me. Here's a mystery. What was wrong with Tripper Jones that day? And why did they take a photo? Huh? Netflix? Can you get on that? I don't know what you need to do. Some type of ritual, some voodoo ritual to bring Robert Stack back from the grave. And we could finally solve the mystery of the 91 score Chipper Jones #1 draft pick. If you like this video, give me a like. If not subscribed, I would appreciate it. We'll try to do more stuff like this, and yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Peace.